If you want to build your own PC and you want the best GPU out there, but you're also working on a tight budget, this video is going to be definitely for you. Today I'll show you 3 different budget GPUs that you can buy right now from $200 all the way up to $500. So if your budget is between those numbers, this video is for you, and all of them are going to be excellent for 1080p gaming, but the first one is also going to be great for 1440p, and it can even game on 4K depending on the games that you're going to play. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe, but most importantly hit that bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content, and also you help me with the YouTube algorithm. Without more to say, let's start with this video. With the first one we have the RX 6500 XT at $209. Now before you start hating because this GPU receives a lot of hate, I want to say that I recommend you this GPU only on a new gaming system. If you have an older system and you want to replace the GPU, I would recommend going for something like the GTX 1650 Super from eBay, where you can get it at around $195. It's going to be used, but it's a really similar GPU to the RX 6500 XT. With that being said, if you're going to build a new system with PCIe Gen 4, I think that for $200 you're getting a really good GPU at 1080p. You will be able to play every single game at 60 FPS average at this resolution, and for those competitive titles such as Valorant, you will be able to achieve 144 FPS on average and even more. But if you want to get a high refresh rate monitor, feel free to buy one for those competitive titles. Now it has its limits since it's not going to be the greatest GPU for modern games because you only get 4 gigs of VRAM, but other than that, if you want to play popular games like GTA 5, those competitive games that I've mentioned before, even Red Dead Redemption 2, I think that this GPU is pretty solid for its price. Moving on to the next graphics card, we have the RX 6600. You get 8 gigs of VRAM, so basically double the number than the 6500 XT. The price difference it's around $100, but it's totally worth the money, and it's actually on the deal right now. You end up saving around 12%. It used to be $340, now it's $300, so you save $40 and you get an excellent graphics card for 1080p gaming. So if you want at least 240 FPS on average on those competitive titles, and you also want to play the newest modern games like for example Cyberpunk 77 without any issues running smoothly, then the RX 6600 is definitely your choice. Now something that I have to mention is that it really depends on your CPU as well. You don't want to get the RX 6600 and have an old CPU on your system because it's going to bottleneck. So my recommendation for you to match with the 6600, it's either the i5 12400F or the Ryzen 5 5600. The overall system is going to be important as well, but the two most important components are going to be the CPU and the GPU for gaming. Now the RTX 3060 is going to be an extra on this video because I don't think it's worth the price as of right now, since it's around $470 all the way up to $570, which is a lot, and it's not worth the price difference over the 6600. Both are going to perform really similar. In some games the RX 6600 is going to win, in other games the RTX 3060 is going to take the advantage. Of course you get the features of Nvidia like ray tracing and DLSS, which are really good technologies, but you have to keep in mind that you're spending a lot for little to no performance gain. So instead of the RTX 3060, I would recommend you the RX 6700 XT. So yeah, basically this whole list was about RX GPUs, but this is because I think these are the best to work on a budget. Of course, if you're working with a high-end budget, I actually prefer Nvidia over AMD, but since we are talking about GPUs that are cheap, I think AMD wins over Nvidia on this case. The RX 6600 XT is going to perform really similar to the RTX 3070 or 3060 Ti, so it's actually a great GPU for 1440p. You can even game at 4K. If you want to play of course the highest demanding video games at 4K ultra settings, then you're not going to achieve 60 FPS on average, but if you want to play games like I said before, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, then even at 4K 60 FPS average is possible depending on the graphic setting. But this GPU is going to be great for 1440p. The total price will be $485, so it's a way better price than the 3060. This one is going to perform way better than the 3060 as well, and you also get 12 gigs of VRAM, so overall a great GPU for the price. I don't think that you can beat this GPU right now for $485. Let's see in the future, but for right now, this is my recommended GPU. If you want to pair it with a good CPU, I would either recommend the i5-12600K or the Ryzen 7 5800X for AMD. If you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly hit that bell button like I said at the beginning of the video to help me out. And if you're thinking of building your own PC or even buying Prebuilt PCs, that is what my channel is about, so I will leave you a couple videos in the top right of the screen in case you want to see a full video talking about a whole build or a whole Prebuilt PC. Thank you guys for the support, and I will see you on the next one.